Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. If you haven't already, please hit the subscribe button and the bell. Today we're going to talk about space exploration and the future of humanity and how that's going to look like in the next 20, 30, 40 and 50 years. So we've already come quite a long way. We've already got an international space station where there's a manned crew of 6 to 8 people at all times, conducting scientific experiments, conducting research, seeing how different things work in space, how the humans get affected in space, because we are planning to do some more exploring of our galaxy and of course our universe down the very end of the road. So our planet obviously cannot survive indefinitely, so we need to have a hard look at ourselves and go, okay, where are we going to go? Are we going to stay here and then just let the human race die on Earth? Or are we going to go and make colonies in space? Now, the only problem is with space travel, it takes quite a while, especially with the technology that we have in the present moment. For example, it will take us about 4 days just to get to the moon and back. And to get to Mars, which is our next goal, first of all, the Earth has to be in close proximity to the orbit of Mars at the time so that you're not traveling that extra distance. Even with said distance, it would be 150 days to get to Mars from Earth, which is quite a while. So we need to test the effects of humans in space, we need to test the effects of food, longevity, how we're going to have power, how we're going to have heating, how we're going to have all the necessities that we have, especially water. Water is a big thing. If it takes 150 days to get to Mars, how are we going to ship supplies and how are we going to potentially thrive in this new colony? Also, the surface is hazardous. There's no atmosphere to protect you from radiation and other objects that may potentially be fatal and be the end of the colony on Mars. So what you need to do as well is heating is a huge thing, because Mars is obviously a lot further away from the sun than Earth is. The temperatures are vastly different. So what you could potentially do is underground, so have solar panels that are facing towards the sun and absorbing some of the sun's energy, and then that converting into heat, a colony that's underground in Mars. That's the only way I can see it. Or some theories suggest some sort of dome that will protect and have a little safe haven for people. But living on the surface again is quite challenging, because as you guys saw on the Mars rover, the pictures, there's just scattered wasteland on Mars. So we need to really pay close attention to the surface, what's underground, how we're going to build, because building could take a while as well. And if we're very inefficient at building something on Mars, it will be very hard to sustain that with the current technology that we have. Now, I'm feeling pretty optimistic about the technological advancements that we will have, which will allow us to travel further and further, be faster and more efficient. I am maybe thinking within the next 10 to 15 years, hopefully we will see real progress with our Mars mission. And hopefully we'll return back to the moon, because the moon is a lot closer and a lot easier to get to than Mars. But the thing is, if we look even further ahead, so 50, 100, 150, 200 years in the future, once we can figure out how we can space travel efficiently and even try to explore some of our other planets. Now, obviously, some of the other planets like Jupiter, Neptune, Uranus, they're all gas giants, so it's very hard to explore them the same way as our other planets. But if we look beyond our solar system, we can potentially find planets that could be inhabitable by humans in the future. The problem as well is the closest star to us is Alpha Centauri, which is 4 light years away, which means it'll take the speed of light 4 years to reach that. Now that is very far away. And not even talking about our nearest galaxy, which is the Andromeda galaxy, which is 2.5 million light years away. So for us, from the Milky Way, from where the Earth is in the Milky Way, to get to the Andromeda galaxy, it would take light. So nothing is quicker than the speed of light. It will take light 2.5 million years to get there. Now, I don't know how we're gonna travel in the future, but we need to take all these great vast distances into account. And just the sheer majority of stars and systems in each galaxy is crazy. Take, for example, the same Andromeda galaxy. It has 1 trillion stars. So think about 1 trillion as a number. It is unfathomable. Yes, I understand some people go, oh, Jeff Bezos is worth $1 trillion. That is crazy. But think about, for every dollar that he has, that is a star in the Andromeda galaxy with planets. And the opportunities are vast and endless to explore out there in space. What we need to do first is we need to establish a plan and go, what is the future of humanity? What are we going to do? Are we going to just, are we going to stay on Earth, or are we going to have colonies and Earth and people go back and forth between those? Our population is increasing, technological advancements are imminent as well, because everyone's seen the exponential growth from technology within the last 10 or 20 years. Imagine what it's going to be in the next 50 years. We're going to have AI dominating. We're going to have things so efficient that we can focus more on things for the future and the future of humanity. But there's a counter argument. A lot of people argue that once we advance AI to a certain extent, it will no longer require humans or human input, and then it will kind of go, we don't need you, humanity, off you go. I try to be a bit more optimistic and go, we can work together with artificial intelligence to propel us to the next stage and to our next development cycle. So I'm really hoping that we can get into the outer reaches of the solar system, explore other planets, and have different colonies, especially on Mars. On Mars, I think it's very doable, and I think people are already starting to set very hard goals about what they want to achieve on Mars. But you got to be realistic. What is the cost of it? Is it worth it? Is it efficient? At the moment, no. At the moment, the costs are high. It's not efficient. We don't have the technology yet. But in the future, we'll see that it will be just another thing. People will be like, oh yeah, I'm just taking a holiday on Mars, or I'm going to visit my family on Mars, and it will just be the norm. Whereas today, it is absolutely, the pioneers will be hitting Mars at a later stage. So that's what I think. There's a lot of places, there's a lot of planets to explore. I'm really hoping that we do have some colonies other than Earth, and we just, spread our population out, start conquering, being intergalactic, but that is maybe thousands and thousands and tens of thousands of years in the future, and who knows what will happen by then. So the important thing is how we set our goals now, and how do we also protect our planet, because the thing is, even if we move off Earth, we still want Earth to remain as healthy as possible. So being sustainable about the way that we treat Earth, I truly believe that is the way forward, because at the end of the day, if we don't look after Earth, no one else will. We are the only species in our solar system, at least. No one else is going to come down and help us with Earth. It is our responsibility, our duty, and I really hope that we take good care of it. Those are my thoughts on space exploration and travel. If you have any sort of thoughts about the International Space Station, our solar system, our galaxy, or how arduous the conditions in space are, please leave a comment down below, and I'm interested to hear what you think. Also, highly recommend investing into an atlas of the universe, because at a lot of those atlases, it lists the different constellations, whether it be northern, southern hemisphere, winter, summer, autumn, or fall for my US friends, or spring. And it will tell you, if you look up north, south, you will see different constellations and the major stars in those constellations. So highly recommend investing in some of those astronomy books. They're really handy, good bits of kit. And if you have an observatory in your particular city, highly recommend visiting that as well, because it's really cool to look up at the night sky, have a look at the moon through a telescope, have a look at the rings of Saturn on certain days. It's really cool stuff. So if you've got any astronomy or astrophysics questions, please leave them in the comment section below and I'll answer them. Thank you guys. Make sure to like this video if you've gotten something out of it. If you've got thoughts, put them down, and please hit the subscribe button. Thank you so much. Have a great day.